ever think to yourself sometimes, man, I love the NBA. The NBA is great. I just wish everyone around me could enjoy the NBA as I do. But you just can't explain everything to everyone all at once. There's 30 different teams, 450 different players, playoffs coming around, lots of different storylines, MVP race, Rookie of the Year race, the Defensive Player of the Year race, and there's so much to talk about that it's almost impossible to get anyone into the game of basketball today. But let me tell you, that's why today is a very special stream, because today we're going to explain the NBA 2023 playoffs like you're explaining it to a 5-year-old. So, to help us out today, I made a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so actually, I'm inviting over Uzi, who is from Brazil, where basketball is practically non-existent. And we're going to talk about basketball, we're going to talk about the NBA, and we're going to give her a little bit of a primer so that we can watch the NBA playoffs and actually understand it and enjoy it. So, I'm going to call Uzi right now on Discord. Hello! Okay, how is everything? Are you ready? That's the question. So, this is an exciting time, very exciting time. Actually, let me set up this PowerPoint. So, Brick's Guide to the 2023 NBA playoff. Actually, I think I have one more shot. I'll just have one more shot. Okay, one more drink.
Cheers.
Okay, so Rick's Guide to the 2023 NBA playoffs for dummies. So, first, we have to talk some basic foundational knowledge that all NBA fans should know. There are 30 teams in the NBA. Okay? They might increase this number because they're saying that Las Vegas wants to have their own team, their own franchise. Maybe they want to bring back the Seattle Sonics. I don't know, but this might increase the number, or it might stay the same and teams might move around. But right now, and it has been for a very long time, 15 teams in the West and 15 teams in the now. In the Western Conference, we have a sum total of 15 teams, namely, now keep note, Dallas Mavericks, Denver Nuggets, Golden State Warriors, Oklahoma City Thunder, Los Angeles Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers, San Antonio Spurs, Memphis Grizzlies, Phoenix Suns, Minnesota Timberwolves, New Orleans Pelicans, Portland Trail Blazers, Sacramento Kings, Utah Jazz, and the Houston Rockets. That make sense? Are any of those teams familiar to you at all?
I see the Golden State Warriors a lot, and the Lakers.
Fuck 'em. All I could
The
say
Lakers are
is
Louis'
fuck 'em.
keyboard, right?
He didn't end up buying that keyboard, but he wishes he has the Lakers keyboard. He wishes he does.
True.
Yeah. OKC Thunder is where KD used to play, so I have a very strong connection with that team. Anyway, next up we have the Eastern Conference. The Atlanta Hawks, Boston Celtics, Brooklyn Nets, Miami Heat, Indiana Pacers, New York Knicks, Washington Wizards, Detroit Pistons, Milwaukee Bucks, Toronto Raptors, Charlotte Hornets, Orlando Magic, Chicago Bulls, Philadelphia 76ers, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, do any of these teams look familiar to you at all?
I know Nets.
KD is now on the Phoenix Suns. He was that team is on the West. We missed it. Anyway,
Oh, Suns. Okay.
so we're not going to talk about all the teams right now. We're going to segment the teams into different categories so it's easier to digest. So, tanking teams. So, we're going to categorize a few of these teams because it's better if I give you a little bit of, what they want out of their season or what they're really all about. So, tanking teams. There are only 8 teams that can get into the playoffs in every conference, so the other 7 are not contending for a championship. The other 7 are practically not playing any competitive basketball, right? This year was kind of different because the Dallas Mavericks, who didn't make the playoffs or the play-in, were still kind of competitive, but things kind of fell apart, and it's hard. It was this season's actually very interesting because all the teams kind of seem to be at the same level. A lot of teams are willing to put all their chips on the table because they think they can win right now, and that means there's no one team that's really that much better than all the other teams. Like, all the teams are pretty good. So There are only a few teams that are really bad. But let's talk about the teams that didn't make the cut for the playoffs. Now, in the West, we have the once mighty, the once great San Antonio Spurs. So they were a dynasty in 2000s and early 2010s. They won 5 chips during that time. Houston Rockets, so they're always pretty good. They're always contending because James Harden was part of that team. Although now they are not because James Harden asked for a trade and now they are tanking hard. But we like the Houston Rockets because there's a center. His name is Alperen Şengün. I'm not sure where he's from, but he's pretty good. He's kind of like Jokic, who I always talk about. And there is a Pinoy boy on the Houston Rockets. He's not 100% Pinoy, because if he were, then the Philippines would go into a massive frenzy, just trying to support the scene. But he is half Filipino. His mom is Filipino, I think, and he's half black. So he's still half. We claim him, and we like him, although he's very inefficient, and I think he doesn't know how to play winning basketball. But we claim him. Anyway, the Portland Trailblazers, they have Damian Lillard, who's one of the best guards in the league, but they suck. They can't put a winning team around this guy. They fail him every year, and he should leave, although he doesn't want to leave because, I don't know, loyalty. Next up, Utah Jazz. They're a pretty good team for the last few years, and then they kind of blew it up. But after they blew it up, they're actually pretty good, and then everyone realized that they kind of suck. So now they kind of suck. The Dallas Mavericks. Now, Kyrie Irving. What do you think about Kyrie Irving?
Oh, fuck him.
Fuck him. Okay, sure.
Fuck him.
Dallas Mavericks. Their season did not go very well. They gambled by getting Kyrie, and it did not work for them. They're not in the play-in. They're not in the playoffs. They are out of contention, and maybe this could work out for them because they could get a good pick out of this. But you're not the biggest fan of Kyrie, so I don't think you'd want that. Next up, the New Orleans Pelicans. They just lost in the play-in. They looked like they were pretty good, but they got Zion, who was a really he was a number 1 pick, and he was like really highly ranked out of. It was like they said he was the next LeBron, kind of, but injuries have really kind of derailed his career a little bit, so that's been kind of difficult. And sad to say, team that didn't make the cut, who just lost earlier today, breaks my heart. The Oklahoma City Thunder. I love this really young, frisky team. Okay, they gave everything up. They're going all in on the future, but this year they started winning, and I love that they kept going and didn't try to tank, because all these players who were starting to get really good, they just really gave them the keys and said, okay, let's try playing winning basketball instead of tanking to get Wemby. I mean, everyone's trying to get Wemby, but I'm happy that OKC actually tried to be pretty good this season, because it was fun to watch. But earlier they lost. Cat was having his way, but because they didn't have a center, they didn't have a presence down low, Cat was able to do whatever he wanted, and they lost. Okay, Uzi, those are the teams that kind of suck this season. What you think about? Are there any ones that stand out?
I know the Thunder ones. You were talking about them the other day. I don't really know anyone else though.
Okay. That's why. This is why we're making this video. Next, teams that didn't make the cut, East Edition. So, the Detroit Pistons, the Charlotte Hornets, boo, MJ, Michael Jordan owns the Charlotte Hornets, and I always pray for their demise because that guy sucks as an owner. That guy fucking sucks. Okay. He sucks. He doesn't know what he's doing. It looks like he hasn't won anything. They haven't won anything. In the last like 20 years or so that he's been the owner
20?
of the team. 20, I think, yeah. A long time. Long time. Okay, whatever. Anyway, now it's on. So, we're in the East now. It's a really weird place because the East is actually filled with teams that are really good. They're really good. The top 3 best teams in the league, I think, are the Milwaukee Bucks, the Boston Celtics, and the 76ers. They might be the best teams in the league, and they're all in the Eastern Conference. So, although the West, it's a bloodbath because there's so many teams that are good in the West. In the East, I think they have the 3 best, and then 4 to 8, they're decent. They're fine. Not the best, right? Anyway, teams that didn't make the cut. The Detroit Pistons. They got the 2021 first overall pick, Cade Cunningham. Charlotte Hornets, Orlando Magic. Oh, Magic got first pick, so they're really bad. They're first pick last year. Washington Wizards, Indiana Pacers were pretty decent at the start of the season, but they kind of suck now. And Toronto Raptors, which Matrix was really talking about because he is from Canada, and the Raptors could have won, but they didn't. And the Chicago Bulls could have won again today, but they lost to the Miami Heat. Anyway, now we're finally getting into the good stuff, which is the Wild Wild West. These next teams are the ones that actually have a chance to win it all. And in the West Conference specifically, I don't think seeding will guarantee any kind of outcome. So usually the first seed in the West, they're the favorites to win the West, right? But because all the teams are like kind of in the same level, it's hard to say that any one team is really better than the other ones, even if it's 1 versus 8 in the first round, right? So any team could come out of the West, and I wouldn't actually be surprised. So that's just the level of parity. There's so much, how would you say, like all teams are at such a good level that you can't really say one stands really above the rest. Although there is my favorite to win it all if I had to put money on the table, and we'll talk about that a bit later. But in the West, we'll start with the 8th seed. Unfortunately, it is the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't know who's a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, but I really wish OKC was in this position right here. So their record was they won 42 games, they lost 40. 13th in offensive rating, actually impressive. I thought their offensive rating would be lower just from what I've seen, although I don't really watch much of them. So that, I don't know, take of it what you will. Maybe you've seen more and you think their offense is kind of good. They were okay. Torian Prince made a couple threes, I guess he's fine. And defensive rating is 18th. So they traded a lot of their assets to get this guy on the right, whose name is Rudy Gobert. I should introduce their 3 best players. I mean, not really best players, maybe best, but 3 of their most popular players, or 3 of the players that are really big on the scene. First, the 2019 or 2020 first overall pick, Anthony Edwards on the left. The guy in the middle is named Karl Anthony Towns, and the guy on the right is the French guy named Rudy Gobert, who they traded so much for to get him, and they thought they could be really good this season, but they're kind of bad. They're kind of bad. I mean, they're average. They're over 500. They're over 50% winning. I guess 42 wins and 40 losses, so they're kind of okay. But with as much as they gave up for Gobert, they're not actually that good. But anyway, yeah, they're really inconsistent. Sometimes they don't make any fucking baskets, and I'm watching this game and I'm bored as hell. Okay, that's what happened when it was against the Lakers. I was really hoping the Lakers would come away with this. I was really hoping that they just like blow them out the water, but they didn't, and that was unfortunate. Anyway, that's the West 8th seed. Next up, the West 7th seed. Yes, all the way in number 7, the Los Angeles Lakers with a record of 43 and 39. Their team is, their players are LeBron James. 3 of their best players are LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and a surprise for the basketball universe at large, Austin Reeves. This season, this guy, his nickname is Hillbilly Kobe. Hillbilly Kobe actually went from a meme to a straight up actually good basketball player. He's a secondary scorer for the team. His minutes aren't a waste. He's always, playing active, engaged basketball. And it's really interesting that he's actually that good because he was undrafted, I think, or no one really expected much of him. He just looked kind of like a bit like a stand-in. No one really thought he'd be very good. There's Nuggy right behind me. Oh my god, my cat. Please calm down. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking and not really mind him. Anyway, so this is Louis' favorite team, as you know. And actually, even if they're all the way in the 7th seed, they didn't really have a good start to the season. They're all the way in the 7th seed. They're actually one of the favorites to get out of the West. As you know, it could be anyone who comes out of the West, but this could be a team that really goes all the way from the 7th seed to out of the West. So, the Lakers. Next up, we have the 6th seed. Fuck this team. I don't like the Golden State Warriors. As you know, I'm not a big fan of these players, but their names are Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Their record is 44 wins and 38 losses. Second in offensive rating, which is really impressive. but 21st in defensive rating, so not very good. This team, they're actually pretty good. I guess Andrew Wiggins is coming back soon, so I think he might make it for the playoffs. I think so, but I don't really like this team because I don't like Steph Curry. I don't want them to keep winning because they won last year, even if they weren't supposed to, and I just wish it would end. Okay? So, when we see this team, when I say Golden State, what do you say?
Ew.
Do you say
Is
yo?
it ill? I don't know. Is it ill?
Correct!
Or bad?
Correct! You can say boo! You can say boo, okay. When I say Golden State, you say...
Boo.
When I say Golden State, you say...
Boo.
Okay, nice. Indoctrinated. Now, and every time you say Golden State, you'll gag a little bit, okay? Hopefully, that's what we get after this whole thing. Okay, next up. The West 5th seed, the Los Angeles Clippers, with a record of 44 wins and 38 losses, just like the Golden State Warriors, but they won the tiebreaker because of some division stuff, I think. Anyway, we have Paul George, who is out. He is injured. Kawhi Leonard and Russell Westbrook. Now that's a real ill. So I don't know if you knew this, Uzi, but the city of Los Angeles actually has 2 teams that play in the same arena or in the league. That's really interesting because they don't have. I mean, no, a lot of other cities don't have 2 teams, but LA has 2 teams: the Lakers, which everyone knows, and the Clippers, which have never won anything. And the last few years, they really put together a good team, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get out of the first round because their next opponent is going to be pretty good. But we have Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Russell Westbrook, who was on the Lakers, by the way. Russell Westbrook was on the other team in LA, but he switched teams. I mean, he got traded around, whatever. And I don't think they'll be able to win because the number 4 seed is the Phoenix Suns. Big star on the right. When I say Phoenix Suns, you say?
Yay or nice.
Okay, nice. Sure, I'll take nice. When I say Phoenix Suns, you say?
Nice.
Nice. Now, I actually don't like the Phoenix Suns. I'll be honest with you. I don't like them. But I like Kevin Durant, okay? I like Kevin Durant, so we're gonna have to stand. So the teammates are Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul. They have to win. Okay? Uzi, big star. You see that big star? That means favorite. That means when I say Phoenix Suns, you say...
Go. Yeah, nice.
Okay, good. Anyway, next. We have the 3rd seed of the West. We have a surprise for us all. A big surprise. The surprise is the West 3rd seed are the Sacramento Kings, who haven't made the playoffs in 16 years. This team was almost cursed. They suck so much. They're really bad. But now, all the way to the 3rd seed, actually, it surprised everyone. And actually, with a record of 48-34 and the number 1 offensive rating in all of the NBA.
Wow.
The Sacramento Kings are really good this season. With a lot of the things that go to De'Aaron Fox, number 1 best clutch scorer in the game, which means he has the most points in clutch time or near the end or in the most important time, right? Domantas Sabonis, who's probably 3rd team All-NBA center, one who's probably in like the top 10 of the MVP vote because he's that good. And we know Red Velvet, we know him, Kevin Huerter. I'm covering him. I just realized that I'm covering a lot of space here. It's unfortunate, but Kevin Huerter, he's good. 3rd seed. Next up, we have the 2nd seed Memphis Grizzlies. I think I talked to you about them because there's been a lot of stuff swirling around this organization for some time because Ja Morant, their star player, who is on the left here, was the guy who was caught. Who went on IG Live and was swinging around a gun in his hand. I think you know what I'm talking about because I was talking about it. Yeah, and he's been through some stuff. He was suspended, didn't play any games, and then he came back. And then they won a lot of games. 51 wins, 31 losses. 9th in offense, 11th in defense. They're really good. I think since the All-Star break, so halfway through the season, after that, they had the best record in the league. They're really good. They're really good at home. They don't really lose very much at home. So this team, and this guy in the middle, Jaren Jackson Jr., I've loved his game for a long time. I really like him. He might be Defensive Player of the Year. So the #1 best defensive player in all of the NBA. So this is a scary matchup for the team that they're going to go up against, which I'll discuss in a bit. But they might be really good. Memphis Grizzlies. Hopefully, if all the controversy or all the stuff that is swirling around the organization kind of settles down, they might be very good on court. But they have been, and they really could be, especially in the playoffs, because they're all about that. Anyway, the #1 seed. I can't believe I'm saying the #1 seed in the West. I'm so happy. It's been a couple of years in the making. I really hope that they would reach the #1 seed sooner. But this season, the best team in all of the Western Conference is the Denver Nuggets. With a record of 53-29, offensive rating 12th, defensive rating 8th. Pretty good. A lot of the season they were really bad on defense. They really couldn't guard anybody, but the good thing they've turned it around because they're 8th, and that's pretty good. The best big in the NBA, Nikola Jokic. Okay, I can't talk enough about Nikola Jokic. Best center that I've ever seen, and I haven't seen many centers, so sample size isn't very big, but he's the best I've ever seen because I love assists. I love assists and what they do to a team. If your best player is passing, and not just taking all of the offensive load to shoot or make a basket or go to the rim, it just makes the team so much more. The flow is so much better. They want to play with you. They want to cut. They want to slash. They want to do stuff. So I love Nikola Jokic, and I love the Denver Nuggets. There's a big star. We got another big star because this team I really love. And hopefully, actually, if we talk about favorites right now, I want the Suns to win it all because KD's old. But for the foreseeable future, I want the Denver Nuggets to win some chips. I want them to be a dynasty, although very hard. I don't think that's going to be very probable, but we're wishing, we're hoping. Next up, the Big East. How you holding on there, Uzi? How's everything going?
It's alright. I couldn't get most of the names, but I got everyone's kind of gist of the team, I think.
Okay, well, did you take note of my favorite teams?
Yes, I did. They had a
We're halfway through. Time to take a shot.
Okay.
The Big East. The top 3 teams in the league are actually in the Eastern Conference. As everything, that is a statement that could be refuted. I'm not sure if it might be true for everyone, depending on what your opinion is, but I think so. If I had to bet money, the team that wins it all comes from this conference, yes. But the second round and the conference finals are going to be tough. Yes, they are, because a lot of good teams around. East 7th seed, Atlanta Hawks. Wow, that is wrong. That's wrong. It's a Miami Heat. Oops. Let me change that, actually. Here we go. This is what? Why did I hear you take a picture?
What? No, you didn't.
Okay, bye. So, why did I hear you take a picture?
No, you didn't. Continue.
Okay. Calm down. Hey, we're having class here. Class is in section. Okay? Class is in session. So, calm down. I had a little bit of a typo, but we're gonna forget about that. So, East 8th seed, the Miami Heat, with a record of 44-38, offensive rating of last place in the NBA, but defensive rating of 2nd place in the entire NBA. This team, let me tell you, this team, if you want to watch them, prepare to be bored out of your mind. Just kidding. So you're not gonna be bored, but it's very slow. It's sluggish. It's a slugfest.
Yeah.
It's a slugfest because their defense is pretty strong. It's physical, but they can't make a fucking bucket to save their lives. They can't make a shot to save their lives. It's really tough, but it could be a really physical and tough match for anyone they face in the playoffs. But they are the 8th seed. Next up, the 7th seed, the Atlanta Hawks. But next up, the East 7th seed, Atlanta Hawks, with a record of 41-41, with 3rd in offensive rating, but only 26th in defensive rating. So pretty funny that
The opposite.
it's kind of the opposite, right? The other team, and these two teams played in the play-in. So, and Atlanta won. The 17, I can't say so much about him. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, and John Collins. Can't say that much about them. They're okay. They're decent. Next up, the 6th seed Brooklyn Nets, and they deserve a star. They deserve a star. Even if they lost Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden, I'm still a fan of them because Mikal Bridges, right there on the left side, Mikal Bridges, that is the man. I love him. He's such a good perimeter defender, and now just exploding as an offensive first option. So I really like them. They're going to go up against Philadelphia 76ers. I really hope they stand their own. Ben Simmons is still on this team, and I talked about him. I talked about how much I used to like Ben Simmons, and now, there's just no hope for me in my Ben Simmons fandom. But Nick Claxton, who's also on this team, really came out as a really good defender this year. No one really saw it coming, but I think he has the #1 most blocks this season. Anyway, Brooklyn Nets, next up, 5th seed, New York Knicks, 47-35. This is the other team in New York. Brooklyn, and this is the New York Knicks. We have Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett. Offensive rating 11th and defensive rating 13th. Naturally like this team, but they're kind of a nothing team to me. I don't really care about them. They're okay. They're decent. They're going up against the Cavs. I kind of want the Cavs to win because I like Evan Mobley. I like Darius Garland. I like what they got going on in Cleveland. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because we're going to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have the #1 defense in all of the NBA, but a 25th offense. Pretty sad. I don't know why they have the 25th offense when they have Donovan Mitchell, who scored 71 points this season. Massive. And they have Darius Garland, who I really like. Really good second option for offense also. And pretty good. I think he's a pretty good on-ball defender. But anyway, I like them. They're pretty decent. I hope they win against the Knicks. But the 3rd seed, we have Joel Embiid, who is probably going to win MVP. He stole it from my guy, Nikola Jokic. I really love Jokic. You know how much I love Jokic. I really wish he would have that another MVP to his name. But I think Joel Embiid might win. He's beside James Harden, who was on the Brooklyn Nets, but gave up on that team, bruh. He gave up. Gave up on that team. Now he's on another team, and they're pretty good. Defense is 3rd. That's kind of surprising. I don't really watch him that much. But offense is 14th. They got 54 and 28. Pretty good. This is one of the best teams in the NBA, the 3rd best team in the NBA, possibly. And I think they might have a good chance, but these next 2 teams that we're going to talk about here, these are the heavy hitters. These are the ones that might win it all. We have the Boston Celtics. Yes, this team actually reached the finals last year. They got a pretty good series against Golden State. They held their own. They just couldn't make the finish. And 4th in offense and 5th in defense. I think those are the best splits that we've ever seen. 4th and 5th? Whoa, that's really good, right? They have the 57 wins to 25 losses. They could have won a lot of more games this season, but they kind of had some pretty bad losses. It's really interesting because at the beginning of the season, they looked like they were heads and shoulders above everyone. Head and shoulders above everyone, and I really thought they might have kept that going, but they didn't, because the #1 seed is what we're going to talk about next, which might be the best team in the NBA right now, even if all the teams are pretty good, and that is the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks have 58 wins and 24 losses, only 1 more win and 1 less loss than the Boston Celtics. So it's not like they're much better, right? But can't tell just from the record. They're really good because they have this guy on the left, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Say it with me, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Go.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's right. They have the 8th defensive. They have the 8th ranked offense and 14th ranked defense, and they're really good. Really good. If I had to put my money on the table, if I had to say right now, gun to my head, who's gonna win the NBA Finals? Who's gonna win championship? It might be Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. So there you go. Now, this is the playoff picture. Playoff picture. Now I want you to memorize this, okay? So, 1, Nuggets, 8 Timberwolves, 4 Suns, 5 Clippers, 3 Kings, 6 Warriors, Grizzlies, Lakers, Bucks, Heat, Cavaliers, Knicks, 76ers, Nets, Celtics, Hawks. Okay? Anyway, next up, we're gonna talk about the matchup. So it's not over yet. The playoff brackets go like this, okay? The first seed goes up against the 8th seed. The second seed goes up against the 7th seed. The third seed goes up against the 6th seed, and the 4th seed goes up against the 5th seed. First team to 4 wins wins a series, up to a maximum of 7 games apiece, okay? The West first seed is going up against the 8th seed, and that's the Nuggets versus the Timberwolves, okay? The Denver Nuggets, we want the Nuggets to win, right? And my prediction is, I'm just gonna tell you, okay? I think up to a series of 7 games, first one to get to 4, I believe the Nuggets are gonna sweep the Timberwolves. It's a sweep. 4 wins in a row. I don't think the Timberwolves are gonna get 1 game on the Nuggets. That's how much I believe in the Denver Nuggets. I know everyone else doesn't seem to believe in the Denver Nuggets, but I believe. The important thing is I believe, and I think they're gonna sweep the shit out of this team. Okay? We're gonna move on to the second round, but we're just talking about the first round this time because so much more to get into. But next up we have the Lakers versus the Grizzlies. I told you about the Lakers and told you about how the Grizzlies have a pretty controversial team because of all the controversy surrounding their franchise. But I think Grizzlies in 7. Louis is saying Grizzlies in 7 is wild. I know you might not agree. I think that the Memphis Grizzlies will win in 7. They might be fine. Louis is mad at me because I think the Memphis Grizzlies are gonna win. Look, the Lakers are good, but Memphis is good. I mean, I'm just going by what I think from the teams that I've seen. I really think I love LeBron. You know me. I fucking love LeBron more than anyone. But I don't see it. I don't see it, man. I think Memphis might win in 7 games. It's gonna be a tough matchup. Okay, Anthony Davis has to go off. If he goes off, sure, they might beat him. I just can't rely on the health of the Lakers. The Lakers have LeBron James, who is 38, and Anthony Davis, who is kind of fragile, and I don't think they'll be making it out unless everyone's healthy and everyone plays really well, but I just can't bank on it. I don't think they're going to win the championship, the Lakers, because I don't think they're going to be very good for a long time, right? If it happens to be a sweep, then you will do some unspeakable things. Well, hopefully it's a sweep, but it's in the Lakers' favor, right? I think a fully healthy Lakers team, I don't know about Crush. That's the thing. I don't know about Crush. If the Lakers are fully healthy and they're like playing at their best, who's stopping Ja in the paint? I don't know. I guess the defense was pretty good on the Lakers. The Lakers have had pretty good defense since All-Star break. Sure, if they're really healthy, if AD goes off like he's supposed to, and LeBron goes off and doesn't run out of gas, they might go through. If the Lakers get through Memphis, you could say they're winning it all. I don't think so. Even if they get through this round, if the Lakers get through this round, that's the thing. How can you really say, do you believe in your heart that AD and LeBron can stay healthy through the second round, the conference finals, and the finals? Could you say that? I don't know. You're a Lakers fan? So maybe I should be asking you because the answer is always going to be a bit biased. But I don't know if I could believe. Turn off injuries. We're turning off injuries. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, we're talking about the Suns. If we're talking about injuries and we're talking about the Suns, I think they might win it all too. But anyway, we're going to the next one, which is Kings versus the Warriors. As much as I hate the Golden State Warriors, as much as I abhor, despise this franchise, I think the Warriors are winning in 6, which is kind of crazy because Sacramento has the best offense in the league. They're really good. They have a lot of firepower, but I just don't believe in them because they have no playoff experience. Before this team, They were like a bunch of scrubs. They were doing nothing. They sucked, all of them. And just this year, they started playing winning basketball, and I'm not sure if one season of playing good basketball is enough to beat the Warriors that have made a culture of playing great, winning, dynastic basketball. So I really think Warriors might have an easy series here. I don't believe that the Sacramento Kings might win it. That is a prediction, and that's a bold prediction. I understand, but I think Warriors in 6. Next up, Suns versus Clippers. Wow. Suns in 6. Suns in 6. Suns in 6 is wild. Look, I made this when I thought that PG would be back. I thought PG would be back, but now that PG isn't coming back, it might be Suns in 5. It might be Suns in 5. Might really be Suns in 5. But I think Suns in 6 because Clippers are really, I don't know. Well, that win against the Lakers, yeah.
What does in 6 mean?
Oh! That's a good question. That's a good question.
What does it mean?
I should explain that to you because there's a lot of other stuff that's said. So, Suns in 6. So you know how there's 7 games in a playoff series, right?
Okay, 7 games.
The first 1 to 4 is the winner. So a sweep is 4 straight. Okay?
Okay.
A sweep is winning 4 straight. When I say Suns in 6, that means they win in 6 games. That means they win 4 games, but they lose 2. So I said the Memphis Grizzlies in 7, which means Lakers win 3, Grizzlies win 4. So it's gonna be 3-3, and then the last game, Game 7, is the game that wins it all.
Wait.
And then something like
So
yeah.
they do play all 7 games. It's not like if you win 4,
No.
you already
They don't.
pass.
You win 4, you already
No?
pass. You win 4, you pass.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
You only
What
get
if
to
you,
7.
Lose 1.
Uh-huh.
Lose, win. Like, as long as you have 4 in total, you can pass.
Yeah.
Is that
So
it?
it's like, if you go lose, win, then you get 3 each. The first one to get the 4th one, that's the winner. So that's why, that's in 7. In 6 is like, you know, 4 and 2, and
Okay,
that's what I'm predicting.
sense.
So, I think the Suns are really good, but the Clippers, without Paul George, maybe it's Suns in 5, honestly. I feel like the Clippers could get a game, though. I feel like they could win 1 game in a series. That's my thing. I'd wish it was a sweep. I don't think so. I think the Clippers might win 1 or 2. That's why I say Suns in 6. Conservative answer. Next up, we're talking about the Eastern Conference. We got 1 versus 8. Bucks versus Heat. My prediction, Bucks in 5 games. So they just lose 1 game to the Miami Heat. This series is gonna suck. Okay? Any team that goes up against Miami, they have the second best defense, right? And the worst offense. So it's just like watching the grass grow. It's like watching paint dry. It's like watching a snail race. This is not gonna be fun. Physical basketball, a lot of defense played, but the Milwaukee Bucks have Giannis. So I think Miami might win 1. That's all that's as far as they're going. The Bucks are gonna almost sweep. Let's call it a gentleman's sweep because they let the other team have 1. That's why it's a gentleman's sweep. They slugged it out with Boston last year, though. That's true. Boston and Miami had a 7-game series, and Miami almost got away from that one. Oh, Jimmy Butler actually had 31. So did Max Strus. Holy shit! That's interesting. But I'm still going with it. I'm still going with the Bucks. What if you see Bubble Jimmy? We might see 7. Honestly, we might see 7. No, I don't want to say that. 6 at the most. It's the Bucks. I think the Bucks are gonna win. I think the Bucks are gonna win it all. So 6 at the most. I don't see 7. Next up, we have Celtics versus Hawks. Celtics in 5. That's my guess. Gentleman sweep again. It could be a sweep, honestly. I don't see Atlanta actually taking a game. I might change this to Celtics in 4 because I really don't see Atlanta standing a chance. They don't have a chance. This team is decent at best. I don't think they're that good. And they're just okay. They're just okay. Next up, Sixers versus Nets. You know, I love the Nets. And the Sixers have Joel Embiid. And Sixers in 5. Honestly, it might be a sweep. They might sweep Brooklyn, but Sixers in 5. Another 5-game series from here. From this matchup. And that just goes to show, these last 3 matchups, they're from the 3 best teams in the league, in my opinion. So, this one might be the interesting one. East 4 versus 5. Cavs in 7. You know, I think the Knicks might really put up a fight. But the Cavs, I just think they have Donovan Mitchell, who's been really reliable in the playoffs. He's had huge games. He's been in huge games and he's delivered. And I think Donovan Mitchell is going to be that edge that puts him over the Knicks. He's going to help them win in 7. It's going to be a hard-fought series, but I think they get through to the second round. Okay, now that we got through the matchups in the first round of the playoffs in 2023, I think that was it. I think that's it. So that's all you really need to know, Uzi. Yeah. Yeah. So I think you now should have a really good understanding of, you know, all the teams, not all the teams, but the teams that matter, my favorite players, my favorite teams, the matchups that are going against each other, you know, rankings of which teams are really good, the best players on the best teams. So now I believe, you know, this whole stream and this video that I'm putting up on YouTube, I'm gonna have a drink. Uzi, you did great. Okay. So, Uzi, now you have a good understanding of the NBA. You're now, I think I can now dub you a fan of the NBA. You're now a fan of the NBA.
A fan?
And we're going to be watching a lot of NBA games, and we're going to be enjoying NBA games. We're going to be waking up early for the NBA games. And
Okay.
we're going to see who makes it all the way through. Hopefully, that gives you a good understanding. But we have a bonus little section. I know for the rest of you, it shouldn't matter because some of these questions are very biased. But bonus pop quiz for Uzi in the audience. Oh, really? She's in the call. The point of this whole thing is so that we can watch the playoffs when it all makes sense to you. And not just me mansplaining everything and saying, disturbing the watching party by just explaining everything to you. So this is a good preface to the season, to the playoffs. And so, I'm gonna ask you a few questions to see if you're ready for the best basketball event of the year. Here we go. You ready?
I think so.
I need to hear you say it with your chest. I want some confidence. Are you ready?
I am ready. Can I use my notes? Can I read chat?
You can't read chat, but you can use your note. That's the same thing.
Okay.
Same thing. Here we go.
Okay.
Question number 1. Which teams are my favorites? Yes.
Oh.
A very easy question. Very easy. God,
What
this
else
is a
the
giveaway.
name?
This is shut up.
Okay,
This is a okay. Shush, 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 shush,
Nugget?
shush, 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 shush,
Okay.
shush,
Shit, yeah.
Shush.
Okay.
shush. Which teams? Because it's a quiz, Louis. Why is it in black? Because it's a quiz. Okay. Okay, Uzi. I have 4 favorite teams in this league. This last team kind of made it in. Used to be my favorite, but you know, it's making it back in. And these other teams, I don't know if I can really say they're my favorite, but right now, there's the 4 teams that I'm most interested in and most invested in. Okay? So,
Okay.
please give me your 4.
I know that Nets is in there. I don't know which one it is. The last one is Thunder.
Okay.
You have Nugget,
Okay.
and you have wait, Nets, Thunder, Nugget. Oh, Phoenix?
Okay. The answers are Phoenix Suns, Denver Nuggets,
Oh, you
Sacramento
got
Nets,
it.
and OKC. Woohoo! You. actually got all those correct. Next, we have another question. Who are my favorite players?
God, I don't know.
Who are my favorite players? Huh? This one should be easy.
Wait, what is his name again? Kevin? You like Kevin?
Kevin what?
Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Reminds me of Durian.
Durian.
Kevin Durian.
Okay, just wait. This third player might really be one of my favorite players, but I think they made the cut as the third favorite player of mine this season. I didn't really watch that many games from him, but I'm so excited for his future, and I'm really invested in his career, and I really like him. So I don't really talk about him much, but I'm really starting to really like him, so that's why I added him in as a third slot.
Okay. What's the name of the white guy? I know you like the white guy. It's not a Wembanyama.
Come on. No.
It's not the Wembanyama.
You can reach out if you want.
Can I? Larry Bird. Who's Larry Bird?
Larry
Evan
Bird.
Garnett? Oh, Hilfer. Julius. Is there anyone named Julius? I don't think I heard that name.
You're running out of time.
Okay, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant. The white guy. I don't know the name of the white guy.
Come on!
I don't know. And I don't know the last guy. Is it from the new team? The newbie team?
I don't know.
Okay, my final answer is Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant.
Ah, you shot 33%. Because the answer is
Thank you.
Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic,
Hi.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Okay, he made the cut. He's probably my third favorite player. I fucking love this guy. Also, Drip God? Huh?
Drip
Fuck.
God.
I hate clothes, but like he's interesting. He's interesting. He has so many points in the paint. I think I have actually bro, look at this shit. Look at this shit. He's 35% from the from the 3-point line, so decent. But 2-point range, 53%. Bro. 53%. That is crazy. Free throw percentage is 90%. He makes 90% free throws. 31 points a game. Practically all from points in the paint. Almost 50, 40, 90, but yes, 35% from 3. Let's go into the advanced stats later. It might be an advanced lesson. Because that is something else. But, ooh, you got this wrong. I'm gonna say you got this wrong.
One right.
You got one. That's 33%, which is less than 50, which is failing. Next.
I didn't know the name of the second one, okay?
That's why. That means you didn't know the answer. So, next.
That's true. Okay.
Who is the best player in the league?
The best?
Yeah.
As in, like, the GOAT? Or, like, the one
It's not
with
the
the
GOAT.
most statistics? What's it called? Points?
So, this guy... Is that a hot take? Is that a hot take for me to say this guy's the best player in the league? Okay? Look, this guy, he's won 2 MVPs. Okay? He's the best player on the best team a lot of years. He had a finals run that was legendary. He averaged like 30 and 12 in the finals. And he's a defensive player of the year. Finals MVP. This guy is probably the best player in the league right now. And I wish it was Kevin Durant. You can probably tell it's not him because he's not skinny from his from the black the blackout thing, but I think he might be the best. It's a hot take. It's a pretty hot take. Okay, but what's the answer, Uzi?
Is it the coupon guy?
What's his name?
I don't remember the name. I just remember coupon.
Coupon.
Coupon?
Coupon. That's your answer.
Coupon. Yeah.
Yeah?
Answer is coupon.
Answer is coupon.
guy.
The answer is... I think I'm gonna give it to you. His name is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's the best player in the league. I hope you know. People need to give him his respect. He should probably win MVP this year, but he won't. I think he deserves it as much as Jokic, at least. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, next question, Uzi. Remember him, okay? Remember him.
Okay, Giannis.
Spell his name.
Wait, what?
Spell his name. Huh?
Okay.
Spell his name.
I.
Okay, type it.
Oh, type. I have to type? Okay.
Type it, yeah. Okay, the answer that she came up with was Giannis Antetokounmpo, which is very good.
Hello.
It's very good.
Thank you.
Congratulations! You were off by one letter. Unfortunately,
What?
it's N before M. Wow, you actually did pretty good.
What?
You thought you had that one. You cheater! I bet you fucking cheated. I bet you cheated. Why'd you cheat, huh?
What do you mean, huh?
Hey! I bet you cheated. No one can get that right. How are you so close? No one can get that right. How are you so close, huh?
Thanks, Lily.
Admit it. Huh? I knew it. Cheating! Anyway.
I tried, okay, I tried.
That's what matters. Last, we have the last question. And that is...
Okay.
Who
Who's the
is
GOAT?
the GOAT? Now, I want you to take your time. I want you to think about all the basketball players of the past. All who ever dared to play basketball at the highest level of all time. Who is the number one player of all who have walked the earth who have ever dared to bring up a basketball and put it in a netted hoop? Who is the GOAT?
Not Kevin Durant, because usually we're not in the conversation. It's
Come on, you should.
LeBron and
I mean, come on. You don't have to say that. You don't have to say that. You don't have to say that.
He's your favorite. But when people say like the GOAT, it means like the GOAT for everyone.
You don't have to say that.
Objective GOAT.
Okay.
Which usually comes to like the most popular.
Wait, I gotta follow. XSF10X. Anyway, Uzi, go on.
Oh yeah. I think it's LeBron. Has to be LeBron.
The answer is LeBron James. That's an opinion. I have to say it's an opinion. Okay, people might unfollow me. It's my opinion.
Oh no.
LeBron is the GOAT. LeBron's the GOAT. Thank you. And you, Uzi, have a victory lap. Clap yourself. Clap to yourself in your room. Have a victory lap. You have gone through Brick's guide to the 2023 NBA playoffs. And I hope that you really enjoyed it, because I'm sure I did. And I hope that you're going to be ready for the new 2023 NBA playoffs that are going to start tomorrow. And I hope that you actually not just enjoy it for the spectacle of it, but understand what's going on. So, there you have it. You are now equipped with all the knowledge you need to enjoy the 2023 NBA playoffs and beyond. This year, it's so interesting that all of us were kind of like burnt out on basketball because same shit kept going on. The Warriors won, and fuck the Warriors, right? But although SF10 might be a Warriors fan because SF San Francisco got enough of me. But I just really hope that everyone's gonna enjoy this NBA playoffs this year because it's really interesting that this playoffs, even if last year no one really cared about it and the NBA was getting really low ratings, but this year everyone seems to be really interested. So I think this might be the year everyone comes back and watches the NBA. So I hope you all enjoyed. Hopefully everyone now is equipped with everything they need to be a viewer, an understanding, a fully immersed, a fully prepared and equipped viewer for the NBA 2023 playoffs. Now, who are your favorite teams? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you all tell me who it is, and we'll argue about why your team suck and mine doesn't. So, see you later. See ya! Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna have a drink. I'm gonna wallow in sadness while my team may possibly lose the first round, but let's hope not. Hopefully your team's lose in the first round. I don't want to have that kind of problem. But let's see. Let's all commiserate in the comments. If you guys have bad teams, I'm with you. I'm with you. Anyway, see you guys. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.